Do you see all these big giant grooves and stuff coming through here? Well, the gentleman had Satio tile in this house, and he hired a company to come out for about maybe, I think he said $2.39 a square foot. They came out here and they pulled the Satio out, and because they had no way to really get the thin set off well, they came back through and just destroyed their floors trying to get all the thin set and stuff off the floors. So now he's left with these giant craters that of course are now going to have to be fixed. And just brushing on that for a second, I wanted to tell customers, if you have a tile removal project you need to have done, you see these vacuums right here? These vacuums here are HEPA rated vacuums, and they're not your typical vacuums. They're close to $3,600 to $4,000 each. And they allow us to grind concrete and grind thin set pretty much dust free inside your home. And so for the $2.40 a foot that these people paid, they really ruined their house. The dust and the filth is everywhere. For maybe another 50 cents or so a foot, they could have had our services. All this stuff could have been completely avoided because we don't have to get that close with our chipping hammers because we have grinders like this that come back and grind it off nice and smooth. So this is actually going to cost them more money because they tried to save a little money than if they would have just maybe hired us in the beginning. So I'm not trying to knock the other company. I'm just saying that we have some equipment that really no one else in the valley has. We've got a job out here in Fountain Hills. We were called by the customer from the internet, and he called because he needed our concrete grinding and leveling services. He had a couple areas that he filled in some sunken rooms with some concrete, and they did a really bad job on it. And so we're here to do some leveling and some grinding. And I just wanted to show you initially, we're not done grinding yet, but when they poured this concrete, I don't know if you can see right over here, you can see the amount of rocks that we're down into right here. This is still an enormous hump that's through here. We're grinding all through here. Here was another place right here. This was even much higher than it was now, but still from here to over there, in 1 foot, it's still 1/4 of an inch difference in height. So we've got to grind that knot down through there. And then of course there's going to be a lot of low spots that's going to be being filled in. So this is another area here that they poured, and if we had a screed in here, you'd be able to tell, like right here, all this through here is like 1 inch low, and then it goes back up to another hump here. There's also a hump here, but there's a low spot here. I mean, the concrete work is really, really bad. It's pathetic. I mean, look at the stuff around the edges, and they're trying to put tack strip. They're going to try to put tack strip in here, and there's just no place to really hook it right. Look how bad they left all this. So we've got to go around all these edges and grind it smooth, put our Ultra Plan 1 Plus down, fill in all these holes, because this is all going to get carpet again. And if we don't fix it, we'll fill all these holes even through the carpet and the padding. So this is just the first little phase of what we got going. And I thought it was important that people understand that there's a giant difference in professional equipment and what you typically get if you call Craigslist or kind of a really low budget type of fix-it type of company. So I wanted to go ahead and kind of talk a little bit more about how we went on to repair this floor. As you can see right there, that gap was so large you could slide your entire palm under it. I just kind of gave you a little perspective of what we had to do with. We use these aluminum screeds to find the high spots that we first grind down, and that just basically leaves all the low spots. So any place where you see a gap now was an existing low spot that's now going to get filled back in. So it's kind of important that when you're getting this work done, that you make sure you have a high quality concrete finisher, or else you can have these kind of problems. This is our first coat of Ultra Plan 1 Plus that we put down. We've ground the high spots, put the primer down, and just took a little bit of a step back here to show what it looks like when this stuff goes down. A lot of people think that you just dump it down and it seeks its own level. It's not really true. In fact, those of you that have tried this have gotten into a lot of trouble yourselves. You really have to know how to screed this stuff and how to work with it. So this is the Ultra Plan after it's been applied. It's just about set at this point. It's still a little bit glossy, so you wouldn't want to walk on it at this point. But see how we now have a fairly flat platform in which to blend in all the edges? Well, that's kind of our signature way of how we do these things. We can actually flatten concrete to within a 1/16 of an inch in 20 linear feet. Ours is the most exact method, residentially speaking, that has ever been yet created. So if you're extremely picky, I think that you would appreciate our type of work.
Okay, we're here the second day on the job. We got this area all 7-inch grinder deluxed out. And we still have to do these edges and blend stuff in. As you can see, when they poured this, it was substantially low in spots. Still got to fill in these big gouge marks where they had a big machine that just gouged out the floor here along with the tile. Over here we got some more of that. I didn't first coat filled this in, but it still needs more. In the hallway here we got some gouge marks we still got to fill in. We've deluxed over this with the grinder, smooth it all out. Still got to do the edges, corners and things. This was a sunken room that was filled in. High quality. Now we've already put the first coat of these big holes on and deluxed it out. We're getting ready to put the second coat on. We still have some little craters because it sunk down when it dried. I'm going to take care of those here in a minute. But overall, it's looking pretty good. A few little spots we got to put a little bit of leveler in here and there. They're sunk down just slightly. But these cracks take up a lot of material. I've already put it on here twice and there's still some depression left. So. Alright, this is what I call a job well done. Everything's leveled, blended in. Smooth. Everything ground down. You can see here how much I had to grind on the concrete here. This is all done and smooth. All these holes filled in. Down the hall all filled in and ground smooth. So it's still a little bit wet, but no big deal. This one's all done. Blend it in, and blend it in there.